forget I was here. I lived, I loved, I was here. I did, I've done everything that I wanted, and it was more.
Hello, welcome to my channel once again. Thank you so much for all the views, all the support, all the love that you all have been showing me. This is the year of let's just get it done. This is a year of sewing. This is a year of I want it and I'm gonna get it. All of you who are out there just like me at some point and have not yet began on your dreams. Again, what are you waiting for? I do hope that every week I'm able to put out a video that will motivate you, that will give you some nuggets. I have been doing a lot of research. I have been trying to figure out ways to help myself and help you all out there. That's what today is about. We are going to get amped and make moves. This is the year of moves, okay? Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. This is the year of sewing. Okay, this is a year of I gotta get it done so that I could reap next year. Always remember the vision is that if we marketed ourselves for 365 days, what would our goals look like, or where would we be in the next year? And the only way we will be able to see results is if we get started. If you don't start, it will never get finished. So we have to make moves this year. We have to move on our dreams and our goals in order for us to be able to get where we are going. Without further ado, I'm just gonna jump right into something that I came up with. I've seen people that have worked their whole lives and have nothing to show for. So the first step that I have thought about, or I came up with, is to accelerate your dreams. A is for acceleration, the acceleration move, okay? You have to get started, all right? And acceleration means research, okay? Accelerating your moves on your dreams means going out and talking to another business owner to find out what are you doing or how did you get here, okay? Acceleration means announcing to the world that you are going to get this done this year. Acceleration means whipping out a notepad, okay? And writing it down every single day. Every single thought that ever occurred to me is right here in this book. And coincidentally, it says, with God, all things are possible. So it's interesting how I was able to pick this out. I didn't even realize it was going to be my idea book. Get a notebook and write down your vision. That's what accelerate means. Accelerate means that you are going to get started. And starting does not mean that you have a Fortune 500 company on hand. Starting simply means that you are taking the bold step to do what it is that you like to do. Acceleration does not mean going to get an office. Acceleration does not mean going to buy a website. I'll explain it in a minute. Acceleration does not mean going and putting costs before your business. Business is so that you can make money. If you start a business with overhead costs, you're already in a loss. It's hard to stay motivated if you already have costs. The minute I thought about it, I thought the first thing to do was to build a website. The playing field has been leveled now. You can start a business straight up on Instagram, no, I kid you not, and you will get customers. To manage your social media, learn to monetize, learn to do all that, all right? You can build a business without costs, all right? You don't need an office space, because God knows, it depends on what type of business you're starting, but if you want to be a blogger, you certainly don't need a business space. You don't need a website. You don't need overhead costs. You are putting costs before your business, and it will not help. So cut it out. That's a piece of advice I can give you in acceleration mode. Acceleration means that you do your research. You go and you intern. You know, sometimes everybody wants to do it on our own, and I'm gonna do this. You're not going to reinvent the wheel. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. You need to get started so that you can learn how to make money, how to build a successful business, how to put your name out there so people can even hear about you. No one's going to start paying you if they have not seen your work. So put yourself out there and intern with other companies. Partner with other people who are already in the field doing these things. You don't need to incur costs in acceleration mode. Acceleration simply means that you're doing the back end work. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. These are all resources that you can get started on, and you could start your business that way. Do not reinvent the wheel. And move is the momentum move. Momentum is key, okay? Nobody ever started a business without continuation, all right? So the minute you start, you accelerate, okay? Because we're amped right now. You accelerate, you continue to do what it is that you were doing. Once you start making moves, you can't stop. And over the years, I have made so many mistakes about, when I start a business and just leaving it. I mean, little drops of water makes a mighty ocean. You can't stop on your dreams. You can't. There is no way that you are going to start something, okay, and gain anything if you haven't put any effort into it. So momentum is really that point where you continue to make those moves. Moves that will enrich your business, moves that will enrich your blogs, moves that will set you towards your goal of becoming successful. Momentum, the Bible says, whoever puts their hand on a plow and looks back is not fit. That's what momentum is. The minute you launch your company, you can't go back to sleep. The minute you start talking about what you want to do out in public or tell friends and family, you can't go back to sleep. Because it's funny, one of my cousins told me one day, he said, you have a couple failed businesses in your name. And I thought about it, and I was like, I didn't fail. I just lost interest, or I just stopped it. No, you did fail. If you start a business and you don't continue, you don't keep the momentum going, there's no business, okay? It's a fail. So once you started, and there's a lot of components to starting, and over the weeks, over the months, I'm going to make different videos of how I started my company, research about how I started other companies, how I helped other people start their own company, how I helped friends and families or gave them ideas about how to go about their company. Oh yeah, I'm so good at that. I'm so good at dishing out all this advice, but never followed it. So that's why I want to do this, and pretty much like what I'm doing, I'm gonna tell y'all. Like, if it works for me, we'll see it. If it doesn't work for me, then don't believe me. Trust but verify. If it doesn't work, then we keep trying. Remember, momentum. Of course, you have to research. Like, nobody is an island. There's people who've been there, done that. Nobody is independent. Nobody can do it by themselves. So you really have to keep looking for information. Talk to people who've been blogging. Talk to people who understand what, fashion blog or whatever. I'm not no fashion expert, and I'm certainly not into, a fashion blog. I mean, I'll post a few pictures here and there of clothes, but I have no desire. So I can't tell y'all about fashion and all that. But if that's your thing, you look for a fashion designer, take this piece of advice I'm giving you, and go for it, and ask them, so how did you get started? How did you start your magazines? There's so many ways to do something. It's not just one way. Even if you ask somebody for their information just to get you started and have you go in momentum, you can put your own twist to it. And then that's what I do. Like, You can ask someone for advice and then put your own twist to it with your own experience. That's what makes you unique. That's what makes you different. So the final AMP'd, okay, A-M-P, the final letter is P, and P is for proliferate. I mean, you can't want a business without proliferation, okay? That is your declaration of independence. I know that sounds so cliche. And prolific simply means reproduction in large quantity, okay? So you take step one, which is you accelerate, and you take your momentum and you recreate it in large quantities. And that's all it really is. Consistency and proliferation, they go hand in hand. If you want to succeed in this life, you have to continue, okay? You have to, like, longevity only comes by continuation. So you have to mass produce your efforts, all right, in large quantities. So that's why I have AMP this year. If you are amped, all right, I know big words, I had to use it, all right, your word of the day, prolific, okay? So accelerate, momentum move, and prolific move. Accelerate move, momentum move, and prolific move. If you are amped, leave amp, okay, in the description bar, how to get motivated, how to stay motivated. We are going to do it this year. I love being a part of your world just like you are a part of my world. So show me some love by subbing so that you can join the family. Love you loads. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for being amped. All right. In light of Black History Month, I want to see some sisters and brothers get out there and start their businesses. All right. Black owned businesses, black owned 40 under 40, 30 under, young owned businesses, 30 under 30, 20 under 20. And don't let anybody tell you that you can't do it. Can't should never be in a man's vocabulary. I love you all and have a wonderful day.